Thank you for inviting me today to, to give me this opportunity to share a bit about WorkBC and the services we offer to the clients. All right. For those of you who are listening to this presentation, my name is Vicki and I work as a vocational counselor at WorkBC Vancouver Midtown office. As you can see on the screen, our office is located close to the Science World and Mount Pleasant area. And in the picture on the left side, you'll see our physical office that's located in 110 East 3rd Avenue in Vancouver. And we're not the only WorkBC centers in the province. There are WorkBC centers located throughout the province, as you can see in the picture on the screen. For the Vancouver area, there are local WorkBC centers in North Vancouver, Burnaby, South Vancouver, Richmond, New Westminster, Coquitlam, which includes all the Tri-Cities, and Surrey and Langley. You can always find your closest WorkBC center by visiting workbccenters.ca. And I will show you this workbc.ca website. When you go onto this website, on the Employment Services menu, you can click WorkBC Centers. And one of the menus will say, find your WorkBC Center. And by plugging in your postal code or address, you can find your closest WorkBC centers by this way.
I have a quick question for you, Vicki.
Sure.
If I have a specific address, am I required to go to that specific WorkBC in my area, or can I go to other WorkBCs?
So you are not required, but there is a reason why we have certain catchments, and I will explain that later in the presentation. So there's some advantages in accessing your local WorkBC center, but yep, you can choose to access services wherever it's more convenient or makes more sense to you. We have clients that have come to our office because they used to live in the area and they're familiar with the community and they were looking for work in the specific area that our office is located. So in those cases, if you have the reasons to access services with a certain office, of course, yeah, you can choose to work with the office of your choice.
Oh, perfect.
All right, shall we move on?
Sure.
All right, so this is the agenda of my presentation today. I'm going to be explaining a little bit about what is WorkBC and share with you a short video clip that gives a good picture of who comes to WorkBC and what kind of services you can expect and what the process looks like when you're receiving the services. And I will also share a little bit about what services are available at your local WorkBC and who's eligible for these services. And those of you who are interested in accessing our services, I will also explain how you can apply for these services. And I will also talk about our team and my role as a vocational counselor and what services I provide in my role. And I will end this presentation with some of the updates and the COVID-19 protocols that we have in place during this pandemic. So what is WorkBC? I've heard a lot from employers and sometimes clients that they were confused between WorkBC and WorkSafe BC. But we're not WorkSafe BC. WorkBC is unemployment program that's providing job search assistance, and we're funded by the federal and provincial government. When an individual comes through our door, we usually support them with first determining their employment goal. And I do understand and respect the fact that quite often individuals already know what type of work they want to look for based on their previous experience and life experiences and from previous trainings. But sometimes I also come across with individuals who have not had as much opportunity to really figure out what their strengths are or what type of work they would be best suited for. Also during this pandemic, we have met with a lot of people that lost their jobs due to the pandemic and the changes in the industry, and they are no longer able to work in their old previous jobs. And in those cases, these people may be in career confusion, or they may need to make a career transition and find new opportunities in a different field. I've also met with clients that have had significant changes in their life, including injuries, and due to health reasons, some of these people had to make a transition. So if an individual does not have an employment goal, then WorkBC can help you find the type of work that would be best suited for your needs. Once determining the goal, then we would help the individual to be prepared to work. And some of the services we offer during this stage may include workshops. We have workshops, job search related workshops, but also we have other workshops to prepare individuals to be ready to look for work. So those the topics usually offered through our workshops could be time management, anxiety, social skills, how to manage emotions in the workplace. And for individuals who do not have solid skill sets or qualifications to find work, or if they feel that their skills are not up to date, then training could be another intervention that we can provide to those individuals during this stage. After the first two phases, when we feel that the individual is ready to look for work, then we start working with them and support them with creating strong resumes, cover letters. We also help them with the interview preparations. When an individual achieves employment outcome, WorkBC keeps their file open up to 52 weeks of accumulated employment to continue to help them successfully keep their job for a year. Unfortunately, we understand that sometimes new jobs don't work out. And in those cases, we will continue to help our clients to find a new job. In some cases, there may be need for some accommodations in the workplace or assistive technology. Then we are here to provide the support and make sure that the client has everything to successfully maintain the job. So Michelle, you have asked if you needed to go to your local WorkBC for services.
Yes.
As I explained, you're not required, but every WorkBC, we work under the same program policy, and we are supposed to provide identical services no matter which location you access the services. But each local office caters to the specific employment needs of their local residents. So we have information about the demographic of the clients that we serve. And that is why sometimes you will find the procedures for the services or the topics of the workshops may be slightly different for each individual offices. For example, if a region has a big population, immigrant population that speaks a specific language, then it is likely that they would have a case manager or implement specialist that speaks that a particular language to support that immigrant population.
Sure.
Also, WorkBC centers will have close partnership with the local businesses and employers that operate and run businesses in their catchment. So if you're looking for, if you're likely to look for work within your neighborhood, then it makes sense that you reach out to your local office for job search support. WorkBC centers provide individualized support to each case managed client. This is because we understand that individuals, when they come to our door, they come with different employment situation, different needs, circumstances, different levels of skills, and we have to develop a plan that is tailored to the individual's needs and specific employment goal. So all the services and activities are tailored to the individual's employment needs. WorkBC Center is a team of different professionals that provide different services to our clients, and I get a chance to explain who works in our team later in this presentation. All right, so this is a video clip that promotes our services to the public, and I will share this video really quickly. It's going to take only about 2 minutes. Job seekers in Metro Vancouver. They've both been actively applying for jobs and got laid off a few months ago. They're feeling stressed, dejected, and frustrated because they haven't heard back about any of the application process. Eva learns about WorkBC certification and decides to contact her local WorkBC center because she's curious about how they can help her find work. Eva meets the eligibility requirements, and after a quick assessment, she starts accessing pre-employment services. She gets her own career advisor who helps her navigate WorkBC services and refers her to a career planning workshop series to help her decide on her career goals. After that, she's able to access WorkBC funding to attend a career training class to update her skills. Next, her career advisor helps her to polish her resume, practice for job interviews, and network with other WorkBC participants. Meanwhile, Sophia continues to apply for jobs online at home. She's getting even more frustrated and starts doubting herself and her skills. While Sophia's solo job search trudges on with little success, Eva begins working with a WorkBC placement specialist who puts her in touch with a hiring manager at a company who's looking for someone like her. Finally, Eva is hired by the employer she met through WorkBC. She's ecstatic that she found work in her field that matches up with her skills and experience. What are you waiting for? Contact your local WorkBC center today. All our services are free, and this program is funded by the Government of Canada and the Province of British Columbia. There's a WorkBC center in your neighborhood. Find your local WorkBC center at workbccenters.ca. Okay. Now I'm going to start explaining more about the services we offer at WorkBC. There are two streams of services that we offer to clients. One is self-serve, and the other is case management services. So self-serve clients are those individuals who are self-sufficient. They have an employment goal. They have the qualifications. They're capable and confident in conducting independent job search. But sometimes they may need to utilize our resources and a little bit of assistance as needed during their job search. And these clients are called self-serve clients, and they would normally come to our resource room and they are able to access the office equipment, including the computers and access to the internet. And also we have staff in the resource room providing assistance with clients with their resume, cover letter, and any other information that they need for their job search. And usually these services are drop-in basis, and we do have regular clients that, especially pre-COVID, that would come into our office on a regular basis to conduct their job search as self-serve clients. Case managed clients.
Oh, sorry, Vicki. I have a question about
Sure.
self-serve. Say if you were a client and you were interested in accessing like the printer, for example.
Mhm.
Like, for example, I don't have a printer at home. Am I able to just walk in without a case manager or prior WorkBC affiliation and just use your printer for printing out a resume or a document for job search?
Certainly. So that was the idea of supporting individuals that are looking for work, but that needed some resources, such as using the printer, things like that. Definitely, they could just drop in. They didn't even for our location. I guess I can only speak for Midtown East. We did not stop people coming into our office to conduct job search. We didn't even check whether they were resident in our catchment. So it was open to the public. But having said that, I have to also let you know that because of the pandemic, it looks slightly different at this time. So I will explain to you some of the changes we have right now for the self-serve services.
Sure.
Case management services. Of course, our case managed clients can access all the services that's offered to the self-serve clients. But on top of that, they are eligible for additional services, including accessing funding for different types of assessment that's required to help them with their employment process. And if determined eligible, we have funding to support clients who need to go back to school, either to acquire an occupation related skills or to upgrade their skills. We also provide ongoing support for case management clients. So we work on developing an employment action plan, which is a series of services and activities that's going to help the individual towards achieving their employment goal. We also have job referral services where we can present individuals to potential employers. And these case managed clients have access to all of our workshops, including employment related and life skills workshops. So in the picture, that is actually our resource room at WorkBC Center, Vancouver Midtown East office. As you can see, we have computers and we also have the printer, fax, and scanner machine. And around the wall, we have the resources that's related to job opportunities, career fairs, and we also have various community programs and resources. And we also have training opportunities that's provided by external service providers. We also had phones. If you can see in the picture behind the computers, we had small booth partitions and 3 phones to support those individuals who don't have access to the phone. They were able to come in and make calls to potential employers, and if needed, if they had to have a phone interview, then we also provided them a little space with a phone for their phone interviews. Um, yeah, as I explained, because of the COVID-19, right now at Vancouver Midtown East office, things have slightly changed. So we are no longer providing the phones to drop-in clients just because of the safety issues. And also uh, we're not providing drop-in services at all. That is because we have to be able to track who's coming into our space. And because of that, most of the clients that are receiving our services at this time are case managed. So we encourage clients to book an appointment through their employment specialist before they come to our resource room to um, to conduct their job search in our resource room. Um, some of the case management services that I could further explain is the action plan development. As I said, it's a series of activities and services that is planned with an employment specialist to help the individual achieve their employment goal. We have different topics of workshops. Some are job search related, some are specifically designed to support um, survivors of violence. And some of our workshops are designed by the other university PsyD students, and they have been providing services on life skills and more that's more related to psychology topics. So things like uh, how to make anxiety work for you, how to manage your emotions in the workplace, and etc. We also have job referral and job matching services. And at Vancouver Midtown Center, we utilize a software called the Salesforce, and it's a database of uh, potential employers. And also we have uh, job opportunities that's currently hiring, and we can, with the client's consent, we can create our client's profile in the database, and we can create a job match. And once I identify that a client is matched to a job opportunity, then we share that information with the client. And if the employers agreed that WorkBC could follow up on those applications, then we can reach out to the potential employers and flag a candidate that we forwarded to the employer and follow up on the application.
Is that a new program or has that been around for a while, the job matching program?
So we call it the job matching service. And that's part of our support to help individuals actually find work opportunities. And I, I believe every work BC utilizes different strategies and offers different services in connecting job seekers to employment opportunities. WorkBC Vancouver Midtown office, we have implemented this job match service uh, as a way to help individuals um, be connected directly to employment opportunities, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure which WorkBC locations would use similar systems. I'm sure all WorkBC centers have some similar or their own service to help the job seekers find employment opportunities.
Okay.
Also, we have the wage subsidy support. The ministry has expanded the eligibility during this pandemic. So everyone who is currently looking for work are potentially eligible for this service. And wage subsidy is a way to help an employer for hiring a new employee without 100% qualifications for the job. So if a person is looking for work with their transferable skills in a different industry, probably this person would, require some training to learn about the industry and the new systems, the procedures that works for the new company. In those cases, we can market the wage subsidy opportunity to the employer, and WorkBC can negotiate with the employer if they agree to provide on-the-job training for the new hire. Then WorkBC can subsidize certain portion of the new hire's wage up to a period of time.
What does that period of time typically look like? How long? 3 months, 6 months
So
past the
it
probation?
so it varies. For regular clients, it's up to 6 months. But for our priority clients, who may have disability or youth with multiple barriers, then we can extend the period for the wage subsidy. And we also have customized clients who are eligible potentially up to, I think it was 78 weeks. I'll have to double check our policy, but it was quite a generous period of time.
Okay.
We also have job start support. So this is for individuals who have received a job offer and do not have the financial means to cover the incremental cost to start their new job. For example, if a client find a job working in the kitchen, quite often it would require a food safe certificate and non-slip shoes. And if this individual does not have the financial means to purchase these items for themselves, then WorkBC can certainly support with the training and also the work shoes. We also have funding for occupational skills training, and this would be offered to clients who we have determined that it's challenging for the individual to secure sustainable employment with their current skill sets. And if they're eligible, then we can look into possibly supporting training opportunities. We also have disability support and including specialized assessments. So within WorkBC, we don't have staff that can actually administer these assessments, but we have the funding to help the individuals access, and the funding for these specialized assessments, including medical assessment reports, psychological vocational assessments, ergonomic assessments, or functional capacity. We have a variety of assessments that potentially we can make a referral if determined that that information is essential to best support the client for their employment process. And we also have customized employment service, which is different than the traditional job search services, and I'll get a chance to explain further about this service later in this presentation. One more service that is currently offered to clients of WorkBC Center Vancouver Midtown office is the Client Hub. And we have very, very recently launched this online hub for our clients. And I will quickly show you what it looks like. All right, so this is our client hub, and once you're registered with WorkBC Vancouver Midtown office, you will get an ID for this website, and through this website you can access information about what's happening this month in terms of the community events, hiring fairs, and the workshops we provide for this month. And you can also utilize the job search tools available online. You can access the resume cover letter templates, and we have the other resources to help you with the job search tools. While you're working on this client hub, if you need to quickly send a message to your employment specialist or vocational counselor, then you can click on this OES messaging, and it will connect you to our online portal, which you can message your caseworker or employment specialist directly instead of having to go into your email and send off the email. There's more resources that clients could benefit from. So there's different resources for different topics. Before, we used to have different brochures of these organizations and community services and different resources in our resource room, and now it's all available online. Okay, so with the information that I shared so far, if any of you are interested in finding out more about who'd be eligible for all these services, so anyone who's currently not working or underemployed, which means they're working less than 20 hours per week. And also, we are also able to provide services to people defined as precariously employed, which means they're working more than 20 hours a week, but they're not earning enough to support themselves or to support their family. Then you're eligible to receive the case managed services through WorkBC to obtain sustainable employment. In order to sign up for WorkBC services, you must have a BC EID. And one common question I hear about this BC ID is it the same with my BC ID? And no, it's not. So BC EID is an online account username that you would need in order to sign up or access information about the services you receive from the provincial government. So, for example, people who are receiving disability assistance from the ministry, they might already have a BC EID in order to use the My Self-Serve with the ministry. So for those people who already have a BC EID, then they can just use that same username to sign up for WorkBC services. For those people who do not have an existing BC EID, then they can create one and then sign up for our services online. Okay. So this is our apply.workbc.ca. It's also called Online Employment Services, and you will need to create an account if you do not have a BC EID, or if you already have one, you can just go in and you can just sign in with your ID and password.
I'm horrible with remembering my BC ID or any other username for that matter. If I forget what it is, am I able to retrieve it somehow, or do I have to make a new account?
I hear you. Yeah. So yeah, there are some people who maybe at one point, have created the BCID, but haven't used it on a regular basis and have forgot their password or ID, or some may not even remember whether they even have a BCE ID. So if that is the case, you can inquire to WorkBC staff. We can search up in our system if you were a previous WorkBC client, or if you exist in our database, we can check whether you already have an existing BCE ID. If you don't remember the password, then there is a number that directs you to the help desk and verify your password through the security questions. So for those of you who are not sure where to start with the BCE ID, at Vancouver Midtown office, we usually advise the clients to receive assistance from our staff at the very beginning, so that they don't end up creating a new ID and then having multiple IDs, which would be more confusing during the process. Did I answer your question, Michelle?
Yeah.
So there is a way, we can search up somebody's BCE ID through our system if they already have one.
Okay.
So for an individual to be able to receive the case management services from WorkBC, they have to have they have to have the goal as finding employment. So I think this statement is a little misleading, because you don't always have to have know what exact employment you want to achieve at the end of the service. But as long as you are looking for work and your goal is to find work, then you're eligible for our services. And of course, you have to be legally able to work in Canada, and full-time students are not eligible for our services, but they can reach out to us in their final term when they're ready to look for work. All right, I've already shown you the website, apply.workbc.ca, where you can sign up for WorkBC services from your end. I'd like to show you a little more about this process, because when you go to apply workbc.ca, then there's different services here. And we've seen cases where they signed up for the wrong service. So when you go in to apply.workbc.ca, please select WorkBC Employment Services. And then once you click continue, the next page is select your WorkBC center. So if you already know which office you want to access services, then you can go directly and select your office. For us, it would be Vancouver Midtown. But if you're not sure, then as I explained previously, you can go to workbc.ca website and find your local office with your postal code or address. For Vancouver Midtown office, we have two centers, one on East 3rd and one near in the Kisilano neighborhood. So you can select the one that is close to you.
You work at both?
No, I work at the East Office.
Okay.
And we understand that not everybody is comfortable with computer. If that is the case, you're welcome to phone us. There's our phone number, and you can just explain that you're currently looking for work and you'd like to sign up for the case management services, and our staff will help you with the next steps and get you signed through our online system. Um, at our Vancouver Midtown office, we have different roles to support the job seekers as a team, and your primary point of contact will usually be the employment specialist, and we're formally called the case managers. And different WorkBC centers may have slightly different titles for this position, but when you're case managed, this would be your main contact, and this this person will connect you to the services and the resources available at WorkBC.
How
And
many
they,
clients, I'm sorry, how many clients does one case manager or employment specialist typically take on?
uh, um, because I don't work in the employment specialist role, um, I don't know the exact number. Also, this is the pandemic, so I think the numbers might be higher than the pre-COVID circumstances, but I'd guess
That's true.
around 100. I'm guessing, but I might be wrong, to be honest. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if I have the correct information.
That's fair.
Mm. Yeah, and these are the people who'd work with the individuals and provide ongoing support and help them develop an action plan so that they can move forward during this employment search process and land a job through our support. We also have employment facilitators that facilitate the different topics workshops. And also these facilitators provide one-on-one support and coaching for our clients when needed. Also, these facilitators also help out our new clients if they need assistance when they're signing up to the online employment services portal. Um, and if anybody needs help with that, they can walk them through the process so that there's no complication or issues when they sign up for our services. We have 3 employer engagement specialists between the East and West office, and these staff usually they go out or meet with the businesses and the community, and they establish the connections with employers and promote our services and clients to the potential employers. They bring the job leads and they put the job leads into our sales force for the job match services. And we have 2 vocational counselors currently working at Vancouver Midtown East office. Um, and I'm going to explain a little bit about what I do in my vocational counselor role. So we provide support not only to our case managed clients, but we also support our staff and our team. The way we support our staff and the team and their clients is when an individual is identified as, you know, having potential challenges, or they could use some additional support, possibly including disability related support. or a case managed client with an employment specialist requests additional information or disability related support, then they make a referral to vocational counselors, and we can help them with the disability supports, including specialized assessments, connecting them to assist technology, and other additional supports that's available through WorkBC. We also take direct referrals from community agencies or clients who self-refer and self-disclose that they have disability or health conditions that impact their employment. Then we start working with them from the very beginning of the service process. And each vocation counselor works around, about 50 clients through employment planning and sustainment at one time. So there's my guess about the employment specialist. But yeah, with that one, I'm not too sure.
So you deal with more the special cases, whereas the employment specialist or the case manager deals with all the other cases, basically more general cases.
Yeah. So anyone who self-identifies as having health condition, disability, or requiring disability support, then they come to the vocational counselor.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We have developed some partnership with community agencies, including Canucks Autism Network, John Howard Society, Ravensall Mental Health Team, and they can refer their clients when they have identified employment as a goal. And we consider this as a collaborative and direct referral because the community agency and the individual have been working together and come to the point of a decision for employment services. So we all benefit from forming a team to the start and throughout the employment process. This allows WorkBC not start from scratch with the clients, but start from what they have already achieved and accomplished from their previous program or organization. And we love to collaborate. So we continue to work together with the support workers or the other professionals that have already been working with individual and already know well about the client situation and their needs. Just like the clients who self-referred and disclosed that they require disability support, direct referrals also come directly to the vocational counselor, and we begin working and continue working with the client from the very start. So the process of this direct referral is the community agency would reach out to our vocational counselors, either by phone or email. And usually emails include the individual as well. So if anyone is currently actively participating in a program in the community, yeah, you can check in with your worker or professional that's supporting you. If you're discussing about employment services, then ask them if they have developed a partnership or they can make a referral to WorkBC for the employment services. Once we receive that initial contact or email, then we schedule a session that's called meet and greet. The session is usually about half an hour, and any persons, including your community agency contact is welcome and encouraged to attend the meet and greet. We've had caseworkers, outreach support workers, occupational therapists, and also parents of clients um, that previously joined our meeting for the first session. So this meet and greet is the way that we learn more about the individual and their employment needs and challenges and what they have been doing so far related to employment preparations or previous work experience. And also this this gives an opportunity for the individual to learn more about what WorkBC services are like, what services we have, and what it looks like to the procedures and to accessing the services. During or after the meet and greet, we decide together if WorkBC is a good choice for the individual at this time. So in the vocational counselor role, our approach to employment search is more personalized, and this is typically called customized process. And I guess the difference between the personalized or customized approach and the foundation services or the more traditional services are such as we spend a lot more time in the employment planning phase. And also we offer a broader selection of specialized services plus access to the foundation services and external referrals. We also focus on discovering the ideal conditions of employment for the individual and the employment themes based on their interest, abilities, and aptitude, and health and related needs or challenges. Of course, we support clients with the job search process, the applications, interviews, and also connecting with potential employers. All right, I think I've explained everything about WorkBC, who works at WorkBC, what services we have. And the last piece of information I'd like to share is about the COVID-19 protocols in place. So our services are being offered primarily online and through phone at this time until I guess we receive a further notice from the ministry. There are limited in-person appointments available. These can be booked by phone, by phoning the WorkBC Center if you're a new client. If you are an existing client, then you can request in-person appointments directly to your employment specialist or vocational counselor.
What are the
Masks,
I'm
sorry?
sorry. Oh, you were about to say, what are the procedures in place for in-person appointments?
Oh, yeah. So when you are already an existing client, you would discuss about in-person appointments and book it through your employment specialist or vocational counselor. If someone's new to WorkBC and they're not sure how to arrange an in-person appointment for the intake, then you can just simply phone our front desk. Masks are required upon entering a WorkBC center, and please do not visit the center if you're feeling unwell or are exhibiting any symptoms. If you need further information on our services, you can find them online by visiting workbc.ca, and you can also locate the WorkBC Center nearest to you from the same website. I'm not sure if the link, this URL, workbccenters.ca, actually works. I tried to link it with a hyperlink, but it didn't seem to work. So you can still go into workbc.ca and locate the search the searching tool, I guess, directly from the WorkBC website.
To just go back
Sure.
to the in-person
Mhm,
meetings during the pandemic.
mhm.
In what circumstance, other than meeting a new client for the first time, would it merit a in-person appointment?
So there can be clients that have no access to the internet or phone. In those cases, we still want to be able to support the individual with the job search, and they can come into our center by appointment and meet with their employment specialist or vocational counselor. And they can also attend workshops on a one-on-one basis with our facilitator. We have plexiglass in our rooms for these in-person appointments, and both the staff and the clients are required to wear masks during their appointments. Um, Also, there are situations where clients are not comfortable doing the assessments, for example, the psychological vocational assessments virtually. Then you can request to book an in-person appointment for the assessments. Also, when it is more beneficial to actually meet and um, some of the activities, especially with vocational counselors, when we try to identify uh, the strength and the challenges of an individual, um, the how and how it's gonna impact their employment or their ability in the workplace, then sometimes it's beneficial to meet in person and be able to have that session um, in our physical office than just doing a video call. For example,
Okay.
a client could um, with I'm just trying to think at the top of my head, if somebody has physical limitations, if I were to understand um, what it looks like for them when they say I have challenges with walking, um, unless they show me on the video call, it would be best for them to come in and actually we would be able to see each other and also further discuss it that way.
Sure.
Yep. I think that's all the information I have today.
That was wonderful, Vicki. Thank you. And for anybody watching, um, uh, the Disability Foundation will have this video posted on Facebook and our YouTube channel. If you just Google Disability Foundation and look under the playlist for ConnecTra, you'll find it. And that video will be uploaded in less than a week. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and have a good day.